everyone, and welcome back to She Explores the Cosmos Artificial Intelligence. Coming at you with a new episode and a new microphone. Plus, it's pink. Testing 1, 2, 3. Hopefully, this makes our cosmic journeys even clearer. So now let's crack into this week's episode. Last time on She Explores the Cosmos Artificial Intelligence, we soared through the exciting frontier of multimodal AI, seeing how giving machines multiple senses helps them understand our world in richer, more human-like ways. It felt like AI was finally getting it. But here's the thing about our digital companions. Even the most brilliant AI isn't perfect. Sometimes they surprise us not with their genius, but with their quirks, their biases, and their outright fabrications. So today, we're pulling back the curtain on AI flaws and hallucinations, the fascinating imperfections that remind us AI is still very much a work in progress. So, when we talk about AI flaws, we're referring to a broad spectrum of issues. These aren't just simple coding errors, they're systemic limitations that arise from how AI is built, how it learns, and the data that it's trained on. But one of the most intriguing and sometimes fascinating flaws is what we call AI hallucination. This is when AI confidently presents information, images, or even code that is completely made up, nonsensical, and utterly detached from reality. Yet it sounds incredibly convincing. I want to make this very clear. It's not lying. It's more like a very confident dream. The AI isn't trying to deceive you. It's simply generating the most probable sequence of data based on its training, even if that sequence doesn't correspond to truth or common sense. So let me give you a perfect personal example. My husband was recently playing around with a powerful generative AI, trying to capture a specific aesthetic. His prompt was incredibly simple, but like him, packed with style. Imagine me in 60s fashion. Well, the AI certainly took that command creatively. And what it gave him was this. My wonderful husband smirking and wearing some rather striking 60s inspired dresses. So now, why did this happen? The AI wasn't programmed to put him in a dress. It wasn't trying to be funny. It's a classic example of how generative AI, while brilliant at pattern matching, can sometimes confidently fabricate based on statistical probabilities in its training data. The AI's understanding of 60s fashion is derived from countless images and descriptions. If a significant portion of its 60s fashion data features dresses, which were very iconic for that era, it might statistically favor that output, even when combined with a male subject. Also, as we've mentioned previously, AI lacks casual understanding of things. The AI doesn't know the social nuances or typical attire associated with a man in the real world. It simply saw patterns, 60s fashion as a broad style, and a dress was a highly probable, visually strong representation of that style within its learned patterns. Essentially, the AI combined elements in a way that was statistically plausible within its training data for 60s fashion, even if it leads to an illogical and amusing outcome in the real world. And it's not just images. Large language models, which power chatbots, can confidently invent facts, create non-existent citations, and entirely fabricate events. It's because they are designed to generate plausible text, not necessarily truthful text. At the root of many AI flaws, including hallucinations, lies the training data itself. If the data is biased, incomplete, or contains subtle inconsistencies, the AI will learn those imperfections. So, this leads to issues like bias, where AI might inadvertently discriminate based on race, gender, or other attributes, simply because the data it learned from reflected existing societal biases. Another flaw is lack of robustness, a tiny, almost invisible change to an output. Like a few pixels on an image or a single word in a sentence can sometimes completely derail AI's understanding, leading to wildly different and incorrect outputs. Unlike humans who rely on deep casual understanding and common sense, which we've discussed in the last two episodes, AI is primarily a sophisticated pattern matcher. When it encounters something outside of what it's learned or needs to fill a gap, it makes up the most statistically probable pattern, even if that pattern is completely fabricated. Researchers are working tirelessly to address these issues, developing better data collection methods, creating models that can quantify their own uncertainty, and building in ethical safeguards. It's a continuous process of refinement. So, understanding these imperfections isn't about fearing AI. It's about building smarter, more reliable, and ultimately more trustworthy systems. It's about knowing AI's limitations as much as its strengths. So, next time you see an AI generate something absurd, remember my husband's new 60s inspired dress. It's a humorous reminder of the ongoing challenges of imbuing AI with true understanding and common sense. And speaking of the future of AI, our journey through the cosmos of artificial intelligence continues. Join me next week as we explore the fascinating world where algorithms pick up a paintbrush or pen and ask, can a machine truly be an artist? If you enjoyed this journey into AI's imperfections, please give this video a like and subscribe to the channel so you don't miss our next adventure. Until then, keep exploring.